Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. We are in Gyaneshwari, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad Gita's commentary by Gyaneshwar Maharaj. Some of you are new. So Gyaneshwar Maharaj was a great saint from Maharashtra, a young saint from Maharashtra 760 years ago. And he is still alive. He is still in Samadhi, Sanjeevani Samadhi in Alandi, 21 kilometers outside Pune. Still there. Why do we know that he is still there? Because one great saint by the name of Eknath Maharaj, who had mentally accepted Gyaneshwar Maharaj as his guru, one day in his dream got the message, got a call. Hey, Eknath, come here by the banks of the river. The roots of the tree are choking me, so come and cut the roots. So he came, and then he said, oh, after my guru is still alive. Yeah, and then he built the temple, he took the permission, and the temple that we see today, the Samadhi Sthal, about 30-40 feet deep there, Gyaneshwar Maharaj is still sitting. Yes, 760-70 years ago. So that Gyaneshwar Maharaj, when he was 12-year-old, he gave the pravachan on Bhagavad Gita. On Bhagavad Gita. At that time. His elder brother was the Guru. And all the four brother sisters, Nivrittinath, Jnandev Maharaj, Sopandev and Muktabai, all were great saints. See, so I'm not going to go into the story of it, but it is that great Gyaneshwar Maharaj. Maybe there is many versions of movies available on YouTube.
Is it Sant Gyaneshwar?
Yes, Sant Gyaneshwar. You can see the movie and enjoy the life of his. So that Gyaneshwar Maharaj has written the commentary. It is in an old Marathi, which some things I understand, but I have a commentary on that in English, which I am using to expound on the words of Gyaneshwar Maharaj, so that we enjoy our time. So here we are on the 18th chapter, the Bhagavad Gita commentary by Gyaneshwar Maharaj on Bhagavad Gita is called Gyaneshwari. And the commentary that he has given in detail on each verse of Bhagavad Gita is called Bhavartha Deepika. So he is throwing light out of devotion, bhava, artha. So the meaning that he is giving to the words are coming out of deep love and devotion to every word that the Bhagavad Gita is presenting, and he is throwing light on that, on those words. So here we are on the 56th verse of the 18th chapter. What we have seen, 18th chapter is the Moksha Sanyaasa Yoga. It is the final chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, and please keep it mute. And I'm not going to go into the details because these classes are going on every Thursday. So now from this 56th verse, Bhagwan has said, what has he said? He said, he said that even though I have told you all these doctrines, I have told you in detail the entire Bhagavad Gita, now I will conclude this commentary as stated in the beginning. What was the beginning? Beginning was the identity crisis. But we are not here to re-establish crisis. We are looking at solution of the crisis, and the solution, the first solution was given in the second chapter, and the famous verse there was karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. But he will take it a bit further. 2-3 steps are there, but let's see what he says. And here the destruction of ignorance is the main topic. So last week I told you that what is scriptural study lead to? It leads to 2 things. What is that? Dukkha nivritti, sukha prapti. So our life, because when we study Bhagavad Gita, we must implement it in our life. And what should be the result? What should be the prasad of the Bhagavad Gita? It should be a removal of misery from our life. Where is misery? Manasa vacha kaya. Understand? And the other side is, on one hand the misery is gone, and on the other hand sukha prapti. What is this sukha prapti? This sukha is the continuous sukh. It is not that sukh which I just had the soup, it has given me satisfaction, by tomorrow morning again I'll be hungry. It's not that sukh which comes and goes. It is sukh prapti here, when you, or another word that is used in scriptures is nirankusha trupti, that contentment which is without a cause, nirankush, without any hook, without any cause or reason. That contentment has to be is gained as the prasad of Bhagavad Gita. So here Bhagwan is Gyaneshwari Maharaj is saying that the destruction of ignorance is the main topic. The attainment of liberation is its fruit. The topic is removal of this dukkha. Fruit is the attainment of liberation, and knowledge is the means of achieving both. And what is the knowledge? What is the knowledge? Knowledge is not the one which is given in the books. These are all secretly they put it, and we get lost in it. Only a ready person will be able to get the right understanding. I will read it again and then I will explain. The destruction of ignorance is the main topic. This is understood. Attainment of liberation is the fruit. This is also understood. Now, and knowledge is the means of achieving both. What is both? Liberation on one hand and dukkha nivritti on the other hand. How will you gain it? Are you going to gain it by the knowledge from the books? Are you going to gain it by karma? Are you going to gain it by devotion? Are you going to gain it by studying the Upanishads or various scriptures? How you are going to gain it? This knowledge is not that knowledge which comes and goes. Because we say, I have understood. Many things we say, I have understood. But afterwards we forget it. Correct? It was so very clear. But after 2-3 days, I can't remember what I understood. No, we are not talking about that knowledge. We are talking about what all the verses of Bhagavad Gita. Here what is said? Fruit is attainment of liberation. But how does it come about? First we have to understand who has the capacity. See, we interact in our life in constructive and destructive ways to gain happiness. Destructive ways, if I get this, if I get that, I will manipulate that, I will loot that, I will kill that, and I will... Supermarkets are full of it. Right? This is destructive way. Because why? It helps, it gives me happiness when I eat that stuff. Constructive way, Oh, I study scriptures, I chant Lalita Sahasranam, I chant Bhagavad Gita, I chant Ramayana, I am a devotee of Ram, I take the name of the Lord, I do this, I do that. So many, these are constructive ways. If you are following either of them, either destructive way, Ravana, Hiranyakashipu, they followed the destructive way. Devotees like Prahlad and others, they followed the constructive way. You understand? Even though following that, a man, an individual, a seeker, if he follows any of those two paths, will he attain the fruit of liberation? Not possible. Because who's performing the action? Who's performing the action? The individual. Who is individual? He is limited. He is conditioned. He is crystallized consciousness. एक व्यक्तित्व है. He is crystallized. And what is liberation? No crystallization. Completely, infinitely pervasive. See? So when we are involved in constructive and destructive thoughts, that, for example, constructive thought, I will give donation, I will give bhandara, I will go for pilgrimages, I will go and build temples, I will do good to the people. All this is good, one must do it. But these are not going to give you the fruit of liberation. Then what is going to give you the fruit of liberation? What is going to give you the fruit of liberation? The knowledge of what? Knowledge of all this? Is God going to give you liberation? God can give you relative immortality. But we are talking about liberation here. If you go to Ishvara, or if you go to Saket, or if you go to Kailash, or if you go to, and you think, oh, it is some place, it is a heaven, and there, you will be born again. Then what is liberation? Liberation is coming to know that you are the Atmic self. That this Atma is alone the Paramatma or Brahman. This is the knowledge. So we are not talking about knowledge. Gyaneshwari is clear. He says, I am not talking about the knowledge in the books. All this knowledge in the books was to bring your attention to the knowledge that your essence is. You are the source of knowledge. You are of the nature of knowledge. What is the definition of Atma? Sat Chit Ananda. Sat means existence, Chit means consciousness, Chit means all-knowingness. Sat means all the time existing, and Chit means all-knowing. So when we come to know that I am always existing, then Ananda comes. See? So we are talking about that knowledge. We are not talking about the knowledge in the books. We must pray to the books because they are giving us this information. They are giving us this guidance that, hey, come back to yourself. You are the source. Only our Indian scriptures, that too, any scriptures you take. Take Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, Brahma Sutra, all of them say that after our studies, you must come to a point where you discard us also. Because if you hold on to the words, then you are remaining in the loop. Liberation will not be there. So saying this, understand this is the knowledge is the means of achieving both. So what is the knowledge? It is not objective knowledge. Now again, another word I have used it many times for some of you who are there. So this knowledge is not objective knowledge. What is objective knowledge? I'll take you through one example. If you catch it, you catch it. Otherwise, suffer. Table. This is a table. means table exists. I know this table exists. This is the second statement. Third statement, I am not the table. Same thing. This is a laptop. I know this is a laptop. I am not the laptop. This is a camera. I know this is a camera. I am not the camera. This is the carpet. I know this is a carpet. I am not the carpet. This is the sun and the moon. I know this is the sun and the moon. I am not the sun and the moon. This is the day and night. I know this is the day and night. I am not day and night. This is how, knowingly or unknowingly, we are interacting with every object of the world. Space-time objectivity. Okay? Now see what happens. This is the body. Look at your body. This is the body. I know this is the body. What is the third thing? But what do you live as? I am the body. Problem ho gaya na shuru. This is where the problem begins. This is the body. I know this is the body. But whatever the rule was for the entire world, it was objective world. So this is also objective body. You are able to see it. I know this is a body. Then the conclusion should be the same same as the world. I am not the body. But how do we live? I am the body. This is the breath. I know this is the breath. I am not the breath. But how do we live? Without breath, I don't know. I'm having breathing problem. I know the senses, 5 senses. These are the 5 senses. I know these 5 senses. What the rule should be? I am not the 5 senses. But what do I live as? Without these 5 senses, I am incomplete. Go further. The thoughts come in my mind. These are the thoughts. I know the thoughts that are coming and going. Right now, while you are listening to me, the thoughts that are coming to your ears, you know them only because they are appearing as thoughts in your mind. They are appearing as thoughts in your mind. All these words have come and gone in your mind 2 times now. Right? So, what should be your conclusion? I am not the thoughts. But how do you live? I got Alzheimer's, I am getting dementia, I can't remember anything. अपने पैर पे कुल्हाड़ी मार ली. Digging their own grave. And what is that grave? That grave, living grave is, you are miserable while living your daily life. And continuously cribbing, complaining, comparing, competing. Kir, 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 kir. But you are not the thoughts. And now, see, same way, come to the intellect. In the childhood, I could not live without the toys. In teenage, I could not live without my friends. In youth, I could not live without my girlfriend or boyfriend. As I grew up, I could not live without my family. So my notions, my convictions about life were changing. Now in old age, I cannot live without my disease. Right? So conclusions about life, the notions about life, they are also changing. Convictions about life are also changing. Thoda heater kam kar do. It's too hot.
Okay.
So the conclusions about life are also changing. Notions about life are changing as we have moved from childhood till today. So those were the notions. I know those were the notions. Conclusion should be, I am not attached to those notions. I am not those notions. It's okay. It's okay. Huh? I am not those notions. But I think that is my past. I have to remember it. I have to remember it. I have to remember it. Now go further. We will not stop here. I brought you from world to the body, to the breath, to the senses, to the mind, to the intellect. What after? After that? What after that? This is the waking state. I know this is a waking state. Because this waking state comes and goes. What do you say? I am the waker experiencing the waking state. What should be the rule? So don't you know that yesterday, it's okay. Volume down kar do. So yesterday we had the waking state, dream state, deep sleep state. Day before yesterday we had the three states. Day to day before yesterday we had the three states. From childhood till today we had the three states. What do you think? What do you say? I was sleeping, I was dreaming, I was sleeping. But what is the truth? You are not, because you know that these three are coming and going. Just like you know the world, you are knowing these three states also. So you are someone other than these three. Who is that? That is knowledge. The one who is other than the waker, dreamer, sleeper. The one who is other than the Panchakoshas. The one who is knowing the past, present, future. That fellow, that Atma, not fellow, that Atma, that essence, that principle is of the nature of knowledge. And that principle, that tattva, I am. That is my true nature. When that Atma, as if identifies with body, breath, mind, intellect, it says, I am this body, I am this individual. So all the spiritual journey, whichever path you are following, whether Gyan Marg, whether Bhakti Marg, whether Karma Marg, whether Kundalini Marg, whether Devi Marg, Shakti Marg, whether Kriya Marg, whether Aghori Marg, whether Sankhya Marg, Bauddha Marg, anything that you are following, the essence of where every path is attempting to take us is the self. But when our attention is on the path, we lose the plot. When our attention is on the essence, automatically the path reveals. Don't copy anyone else's path. You are the most unique person in this world. Born in the most unique time. Having the most unique composition. You cannot follow someone else's path. You cannot follow someone else's dictate. You cannot follow someone else's. You cannot do copy paste. Simple as that. Ron Maharishi sat in the cave. I am also going to sit in the cave. One of our Maharajas went. I don't want to take his name, but he came to our Anubhavananji and he said, Swamiji, I feel too much vairagya and I think I am ready for going to the Himalayas. Swamiji said, and sit somewhere in the cave. He's a yogi. So Swamiji said, before you go to Himalayas to sit in a cave, why don't you do a trial in one of the caves just outside Bombay. So he knew one temple, and that temple priest, above the temple there were many caves. So he told the temple priest, hey, one of our Mahatmas is coming, please prepare one cave and he'll come. Oh, okay sir. Usne jhadu wadu laga diya. And with big band baja from his city, wherever he was coming, all his devotees are coming with him. Our Swamiji is going to go into a cave for doing sadhana, this, that. Big crowd coming with him. Went with all, they were all chanting this, that. He went into the cave, sat down, some little bit of fruit and little bit of milk and agarbatti. But inside, in the cave, who lives? Who lives in the cave? Insects. Maybe, yes, she says insects. What else? Maybe snakes. Yeah. What else? Bats. And there is a stink. If nobody has lived there and maintained it, there is a stink. He went there, oh, too much stink. Okay, put agarbatti. Then one by one, everyone went. How long they will wait? He doesn't want anyone to wait, and there is a gate underneath near the temple from where you have to enter. So nobody allowed to stay inside except him. Evening came, beautiful sunset, nice meditation. Then the sunset vanished. Darkness fell. And jackal started howling in the hills. Ow! He's shivering. Then the mosquitoes started. Now you have gone to the cave. You are not taking Odomos with you. After 2 hours of suffering, he came down. And he called, Swamiji, please tell the priest to open the gate because I cannot stay in this cave. See? Adhikari, here, what is this copy paste? Because other Mahatmas have sat in the cave, I want to sit. Because Arvan Maharishi is sitting in meditation in silence, I want to sit in silence. But are you qualified? As she says, Adhikari. Are you Adhikari of it? Because someone cooks such nice paranthas, Manju has brought paranthas, so I will also make. Are you Adhikari? You can't even knead the dough properly and you want to make paranthas. It happens, no? So people like this, I want to do yoga and you got arthritis everywhere. What yoga you will do? Correct? So this journey is not about copy pasting. And same thing we do. The verses of the scriptures we copy paste in our mind. And that becomes the default. But what are those verses talking about? Are they telling you to repeat them? Or are they bringing your attention to the essence that you are? Understand? That's where we have to go. See? That's not go. That's who we are. And once we are one with ourselves, as Gyaneshwari Maharaj told few verses before, in the last verse, big long commentary in the last verse, 55th verse. And that 55th verse was about Bhaktya Mam Abhijanati Yavan Yasmi Yavan Yaschasmi Tatvatah Tato Mam Tatvato Gnatva Vishate Tadanantaram. And here he said, the one who knows me in this manner through devotion, who I am and how great, and then having known me in essence, he enters into the Supreme. So here it is not told that contemplate on the truth. It is not told contemplate on the book. It was not told contemplate on something else. Here the Lord is talking from the absolute standpoint. Here Lord has already mentioned before that I am the essence. I am the essence of every human, every being. So when he is saying the one who meditates on me or one who truly knows me, not, oh, Bhagwan which is in the picture is in your heart. It can help for some time, but afterwards you will get distracted by it because that picture will go away. Then what will you do? Then you will look for another picture. If it doesn't come, then this is how Lord troubles us. He comes and gives us the vision and you feel, oh, what a wonderful experience. And then he never appears. Then then such a person wanting to experience that bliss again becomes a seeker. And in that seeking, he realizes that Lord is none other than his own essence. Unnecessarily, he was looking and searching for him in the hills, in the mountains, in the temples, in the books. But he has always been with him, as him, at one with him, always. Only I was not giving attention to him. See? So in this manner, after describing that knowledge in great detail, after that knowledge, that Atmic knowledge, self-knowledge, in great detail, earlier in this work, the Lord is briefly stating it again. Now that entire part, what is the first part? That everyone, majority of the people think that, I am an intellectual. So I will only study Upanishad straight away, or I will study Bhagavad Gita straight away. You don't even know, who are you? They don't even know that we are made up of panchakoshas. You don't even know that. You don't need to know that. Absolutely fine. But it's an arrogance that I understand everything. We don't understand. Atma is not a thing to be understood. Atma is to be. Atma is not a concept. It's not an idea. It's not an imagination. It's not an object. Ki I see the soup and I drink the soup. I am going to see the Atma and I am going to surrender to the Atma or merge into the Atma. It is not. You are the Atma. So the Lord is going to briefly state the basic knowledge all over again. So here what I am telling, bringing our attention to is that we think, some people think that they are intellectual, some people think we have to do devotion, some people think that they have to do yoga, some people want to do Kriya Yoga, some people want to, I want to learn Sanskrit. Many people have come to study Sanskrit with me. Why? I want to study Sanskrit so that I understand Bhagavad Gita by myself and I don't want someone else's to read someone else's commentary. What arrogance! So that means I have never said that I want my commentary. I say whatever I am saying is what Gyaneshwari Maharaj is prompting. He has given the commentary, I am just elaborating it. Or when I take Adi Shankaracharya commentary, I say I take Adi Shankaracharya commentary whose meaning I understood it from my teacher understood from his teacher understood from his teacher, and the parampara goes all the way to 8th century. And it doesn't stop there. Adi Shankaracharya himself is the incarnation of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is the Paramashiva. So that is the lineage. There is nothing new in this creation. And here we have the arrogance that I am going to study Sanskrit and I am going to understand the words. People spend lifetimes understanding Sanskrit, still they can't understand completely. Are you going to Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Moodhamate? So are we here to learn the grammar, or are we here to be one with the divine? See? So this arrogance is there and that will keep us. So how do you dissolve this arrogance? How do you dissolve this crystallized personality which is very karmat? Ki I have to do everything. How do you bring this personality to be open to grace? How do you make this individual who is so stuck, I am the body, I am the father, I am the mother, I am the daughter, I am the sister, I am self-made person, I am going to study myself, I am a great seeker, I am this, I am sannyasi, I am a grahastha, whatever. All this is crystallized personality. So how do I bring about, what is the first step, which is the most important step in order to bring about the melting of this personality? It will not come by mental thinking. It will not come by anything else.
Humility.
Humility. No. So here, now from 56th verse, Bhagavan is going to tell us. He is going to reiterate the basic tenets, the basic doctrines in just 3-4 verses. Because people think, many people you must have heard, नहीं हम तो भक्त, हम तो डिवोटी हैं, कर्म में हम नहीं बिलीव करते. I am not a karma, I don't follow karma. I am a devotee, I am a bhakta. Some people say, I am not a bhakta, I am a jnani. सुनते हो गए? Some people say, we follow, what path do you follow? I follow Gyan Marg. What do you follow? Bhakti Marg. What do you follow? Kundalini Marg. What do you follow? Kriya Marg. What do you follow? Some people say, Karma Marg. आज आपका आंसर मिलेगा. हाँ, follow karma mark. So there is a process. Bhagavad Gita begins with karma, leads to dhyana in the 6th chapter. So karma leads to karma sannyas in 5th chapter, leads to dhyana in the 6th chapter. From in dhyan you realize you are the Atma. Then expansion of Atma begins from 7th to the 12th chapter. But there are obstacles in it. Understanding is there, but purification is taking place, but abidance is not taking place. Then the Gyan begins from 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th. See, this is the process. Now, can you bring the 13th, 14th, 15th chapter in the beginning?
No.
Arjuna was not available. He needs to start from where he is. He has lost the plot. That he is in the middle of the war and he has to fight the war, and he says, I don't want to fight the war because I don't want to kill the people, I don't want to kill my guru, I don't want to kill my uncle, teachers, I don't want to kill my grandfather, I don't want to kill my cousins, I don't want to go to hell, I don't want to make mothers without sons, or wives without husbands, and girls without fathers. There will be Varna Sankar, and he is totally broken. To such a person you are going to give Gyan. Tell him, oh no, you chant Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare. He says, I think he's not, you are not understanding what my problem is. So we have to start from the basic. What is the basic? That will again be, that is the 2nd chapter. See, in the 2nd chapter, what Bhagavan did, Arjuna said, this is my problem, but he saw Krishna smiling and he said, oh, Krishna is smiling and I am being so serious. If he is smiling, there must be something he knows more, which I don't know. So he says, what did he say? कार्पण्य दोषोपहत स्वभाव पृच्छामि त्वां धर्म सम्मूढ़ चेता तत्श्रेयस्यात् निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेहं शाधि मां त्वां प्रपन्नम. After a few scoldings from Krishna, Arjuna says that karpanya dosho, I am kripan, I don't know anything what is right and wrong, because he is seeing Krishna smiling. So please tell me what is the best test for me. Don't tell me, acha ye kar le ho jayega. Do this and it will be okay. No, tell me what is best test for me. That is nishreyas. There is shreyas, there is praise. There is path of bad, there is path of good. And nishreyas is the path of the divine, the absolute good. So tell me what is nishreyas. Why you should tell me, O Krishna? Because shishyasteham shadhi mam tvam prapan. Because I am your disciple and I am your devotee. 2 things he says. First time in his life, Arjuna has surrendered. After listening to Bhagavad Gita, have we surrendered to the Krishna principle which is throbbing in our soul? Have we surrendered? Ask yourself. You don't have to say yes or no. Recommit. We live, I have done it, I have done that, I'm not going to, nail it into you again and again. महाराज सूप कैसा बना है, महाराज पराठे कैसे बने हैं, हाँ बहुत अच्छा, अच्छा मेरे तो बहुत हमेशा अच्छे बनते हैं, हम भी चढ़ा देते हैं, चढ़ो. What do you mean by चढ़ा देते हैं? We also nail you to the cross. इसको बोलते हैं चढ़ाना. See? So, when Arjuna asks like this, that tell me what is for my highest good, Krishna tells him in the 2nd chapter, I think from 10th verse to 30th verse or something, he tells him the highest knowledge. He does not understand it.
Yes.
Everything goes a bouncer over his head. And he asks a very simple question, which is ground-based question. He asked, what was his question? I want what is the highest good. When Bhagwan told, he was not available to it. Why? No purification, no focus. He's still continuously thinking only about his issues. He's not available to the highest good. Then Bhagwan begins from the basics. Those basics are going to be told now in next 3-4 verses. We must also, when we begin our journey, whenever, every day, we must begin from the basic. Never begin like a 30 mark. Nahi to every day I go into samadhi. So you are going to begin from samadhi. Try. Once upon a time, only 25 years ago, I'll tell you the year, 1993, 94, 95, 93, 94. I used to do my dhyan, abhyas, I do a little bit of breathing practice, pranayam and all, and then I used to go into deep meditation. Sometimes, so one day the feeling came, I think my going to work is an impediment, is a destruction, obstacle in my abidance in meditation. And circumstances came like this, I resigned. I came home, now I felt I am at the cusp of completely vanishing into the divine. I came 1 week, morning, afternoon, almost 3-4 times a day I used to meditate. 3-4 times I am meditating. But after 1 week, I have to pay the loan of my car. I have to fill up the petrol. I have got no money in my pocket. And Dad, please give me something. Dad gave out of his good heart. But I felt disgusted that within 2-3 days again I have to ask him because no saving. I said, Hare yaar, from that after 5-6 days, not one single day I could meditate. The moment I used to come sit on the seat of meditation in my room, petrol, money, loan, I have to pay the loan, If I don't pay the loan, the interest will keep increasing there. Oh my God, how will I do? I thought I'm going to dive into it, into the self, and I'll be free from all the worldly problem. It didn't happen. Then I started looking for a job. Then I got 2 jobs, which paid double the amount. And now my sadhana began. In the morning I used to meditate. In the afternoon, after my morning shift, I used to go to some ashram in the city in Melbourne. I used to meditate there. Then I used to go to work. Then at night I used to meditate at home after coming back from work. And that went on. But what I'm saying is, I felt basics were not ready. Basics were not ready. Purification was not there. You are just playing in your mind that I am in meditation. See? And this is my practical experience. My aap biti hai ye. See? So we must begin. So here when Bhagwan says in our in the 56th verse, let's together repeat after me actually. Sarva karmanyapi sada kurvano madhavapa shrayaha. Which one you are saying? Wait, or chant softly. Kurvano madvyapashrayah matprasadadavapnoti shashvatam padam avyayam. Together, sarva karmanyapi sada kurvano madvyapashrayah matprasadadavapnoti shashvatam padam avyayam. So here he says, Bhagwan is reiterating the basic. See, important thing is, he has given the entire philosophy, the entire journey he has given to Arjuna. After giving the entire journey, he was only listening. He was only listening. But where is he sitting? He is sitting on the chariot. Where is he situated? In the middle of the battlefield. Where are you? In the battlefield of life. Where are you seated? In the chariot of the body. What is the enemy? The bad thoughts, the attachments, the desires, etc. After having understood the whole scheme of life, which is Bhagavad Gita, systematic unfoldment of your personality, the self. Now you can't, example, your stomach gets filled up after 8 chapatis. So you say, I'm going to eat the 8 chapati and then I don't have to do the hard work of eating the 7. Because you have to chew. Is it going to satisfy you? Will your tummy be full? You still have to do the work for by eating the 8th chapati, your tummy is not going to be full. This is what majority of the people make the mistake. This is the entire scheme. They only follow the last chapter and they think that who is going to do that? They think this will satisfy them. It will not. Come back to the basic. And what is the basic? Where you are, life has placed you, you have to act. Sarva karmani api sada. Sarva karmani. Sarva karma. All your actions perform always. Kurvano madvyapashrayaha. So here he says, while you are performing whatever you are working in your daily life, and what am I doing right now? I'm speaking. What are you doing right now? Listening. What did you do before? Eat. What did you do before? Drive. Some activity is going on. From morning till night, it is only activity. It is only activity. So here when it says, Sarva karmani api sada, through all the performance of all the work that you are doing, take refuge in me. Ashraya. Madvyapashraya, ashraya. Ashraya means take refuge. मेरी शरण में, मेरे को याद रखो, मेरी शरण में आओ, मेरा सहारा लो. Or what is the sahara? I'll explain as we go through the explanation. Then what will happen? Mat prasadada vapnoti. If before the karmani, before the work, you remember the Lord, during the work, you remember the Lord, after the work, you remember the Lord. So your attention is not on the work, but on the Lord who's expressing as the work and the doer of the work or whatever, in every aspect. Then what will be the prasad? He wins through my grace. Such a person is always a winner. See? Means what? That we will explain. And what is that he will gain? He wins through my grace. What does he win? By doing karma in this manner, by offering it to the Lord before starting, remembering the Lord while doing, and offering the result of the work to the Lord after the work is over. What will we gain by his grace? By thinking about him. He says, you will gain to the immutable state. You will come to the reality. And what is the process? Yes, Shankaracharya says that karma cannot take you to reality. But here you have to understand, Krishna is saying this. So what does it mean? Work in this manner leads to purity. And pure mind then becomes available to the divine. How? Too many waves on the water, you will not be able to see the reflection of the moon. But when your mind is purified, the water has become waveless. The moon, which was already reflecting, you are able to see it. But because of the waves, you are not able to see it. You understand? So when we perform work as an offering to the divine, यही हम आपके घर में बात कर रहे थे ना, इसके ऊपर डिस्कशन चल रहा था अपना. So when we offer it as a to that he is the doer, karta purukha. This comes in the ik omkar. Karta, he is the karta. Purukha means purusha. He is the only doer. It's not that I am the doer, you are the doer, he is the doer. Every person, he is the doer. He makes the whole creation come and go and puppet bolo, or he doesn't even do anything. He just sits there and in his presence everything happens. In his presence everything happens. See? Just like in the presence of a magnet, the iron files all become aligned to the mother magnet. And they start moving. Is the mother magnet making them move? They come towards me. No. But merely in its presence, they all become aligned and they also become magnetized. And if they stay there for some time, then they themselves become a magnet which attracts other iron filings. So when we think of something worthy, when we think of something great, what is the great in us, in our life? Because for a Christian, it will be Jesus. For Islam, in Islam, it will be Allah. For us, it is our Ishvara. Or it is our Brahman. It is our Atma. And we, in our culture, we know all these 3 or 4 are one only. You understand? And when we are, instead of focusing on the world, our attention is on the self or the Lord in our heart. With love, with bhav. Bhavartha Deepika. With bhav. And you perform the action. That's why we never get tired of speaking of Bhagavad Gita, even after so many years. Whether there is one person or there are 10, 15, 20 people, it does not matter. It does not matter if I have to say this verse so many times I have taken it, but the love for what the Lord is saying, because it brings me back to me. I'm not teaching it to push it down your throat. I'm not teaching it for that purpose. Then if you don't respond, and if I ask you a question and you are not able to answer, then I'll be disappointed. And then I'll say, yaar, all so many, itna bol ke, I have not, nobody is understanding, they're just making a fool of me, making me speak and not improving at all. I will stop. But the truth is what? We don't get tired of speaking it because the first student of this picture, of this discourse or this satsang is our own mind. It's my own mind. So I am addressing my mind because it's like a dog's tail. बहुत टेढ़ा है हमेशा, ईगो हमेशा ही टेढ़ा है, उसको सीधा करने में टाइम लगता है. You have to remain alert. And that's why we continue to take satsang one day after day after day after day. One day it will click. And there's no tiredness because we are committed to that truth. Whether you are sannyasi or you are grahastha, it does not matter. You are all listening only because something has triggered inside you. You are not fools to listen to this satsang day in and day out, every day, every week, every month, every year. पागल कुत्ते ने थोड़ा ना काटा है. नहीं मेरे को क्या समझ आया, कुछ नहीं समझ आया, फिर क्यों बैठे हो, बस टाइम पास हो रहा है, स्वामी जी को बिजी रखा है. We are not come for that purpose. So apply, be attentive of the principle, the self, right here and now while listening. Growth will, it is not your job to grow. Growth will automatically happen when our attention is on the conscious principle. What did he say? Dukkha nivritti and liberation comes only by way of knowledge. Knowledge of what? Knowledge of the self. So in this manner, Gyaneshwar Maharaj says, he says, Magmane ga subhata to krama yogiya nishtha mi ho ni hoya paitha माझ्या रूपी स्वकर्माच्या चौखवळी मज पूजा करूनी भली तेणे प्रसादे आकळी ज्ञाननिष्ठे ते ज्ञाननिष्ठा जेत हातवसे तेथ भक्ती माझी उल्लासे तिया भजन समरसे सुखिया होय आणि विश्वप्रकाशितया आत्मया मज आपुलिया अनुसरे जो करूनिया सर्वत्रता हे सांडूनी आपुला आडळ लवण आश्रयी जळ का हिंडोनी राहे निश्चळ वायू व्योमी. He says, then in these 5 OVs, the commentary by Gyaneshwar Maharaj on the Bhagavad Gita, the verses are called OVs, plural. So we have just read the 5 OVs, and the beautiful aspect of the commentary of our Gyaneshwar Maharaj is, in every verse, whenever there is a principle, he uses innumerable number of examples. Because when he was teaching at age 12, in front of him, there were not only Pandits. He had broken the arrogance of the Pandits. So they were sitting, the farmers were sitting, the cobblers were sitting, the weavers were sitting, the businessmen were sitting, the soldiers were sitting, all sections of the society were sitting in front of him. So at places he goes very deep, but at the same time, for the common masses, he uses the daily examples that is available there and then, which people are familiar with. You don't see these examples with Shankaracharya, who uses Rajji, Sarpa and some Sanskrit examples, Devadatta and this and that. Here it is daily, what you see, hear, touch, feel, taste, experience on a daily basis. He's bringing it, making it palatable to the masses by using this example. And that's the best part. Bhagavad Gita, it's a small book if you have seen, only the verses. There it is. But so much commentary because so many examples. और जब भाव आता है, प्यार आता है प्रभु के प्रति, so then you don't stop talking. I am talking for last so many years on the words of Gyaneshwar Maharaj, which are the commentary on Bhagavad Gita, which was written by Ved Vyasa. See? So these words I am narrating further. Why am I narrating it? Why can't I do it in one line? And why समझ गए तो समझ गए, नहीं समझे तो नहीं समझे. I don't do that. This is called Vyasapit. Vyasapit means from where expansion happens. So Maharishi Vedvyas, he expanded the events and presented it to us through Mahabharata. This comes in Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita. Gyaneshwar Maharaj took it and again expanded the verses for the common masses and the intelligentsia through the commentary that he gave. Now, we are here, our teachers were there, they have done it for us. Now we are doing it for all of you. What is that? Taking the words of Gyaneshwari Maharaj and expanding on it, making it palatable to the present day circumstances in the language of present day. Because not everyone cannot understand this Marathi. Everyone cannot understand Sanskrit. For that matter, even Guru Granth Sahib, many people cannot understand the original Punjabi which is written there. So you need people who can decipher it or put it in simple words for us. So that is the Paddhati. And so here he says, then the Lord said, O great warrior, the Krama Yogi thus becomes one with me through single-minded devotion and merges in me. I again repeat two things. What is karma and what is kriya? Kriya means activity. Activity with ownership is called karma. The owner is called karta, the doer. See? Is the mother magnet the doer of activity in the iron filings? No. They are automatically happening. Is the sun creating the day and night? Is the sun making the day come and the night go? And then the night go and the day come? No. Is the space creating the directions?
No.
No. So there's no act. Nobody is doing anything. It's happening. That happening is called phenomena. Breathing is happening, hunger is happening, blood moving is happening, speaking is happening. All activity is happening. Some idiot inside is saying, I am doing it. He becomes the doer. That idiot we are. वो बुद्धू मैं हूँ, मूढ़ मते. That buddhu is this ego. That buddhu is this owner. So what is the difference between the kriya and the karma? Kriya is activity, it is happening, but when you think you are doing it, it becomes karma. Karma. Okay? Now understand. For karma, there is karma phala. For kriya, there is kriya phala. Always. Every activity will give a result. Karma phala is binding. It will lead to rebirth. Because memory हो जाती है उसकी. क्योंकि मैंने किया है. मेरी बच्ची, मेरे बच्चे, मेरा घर, my house, my business, I gave the speech. This is my so many lectures I have given. I have given how many, so many times I have studied Bhagavad Gita, given lectures on Bhagavad Gita. Becomes memory. I can remember everyone's phone number. Becomes memory. Then what will be born as next life? Phone. With all the phone numbers saved in you. देखो ये चक्कर है ये. So karma phala, wherever there is a doer, karta, the karma phala will leave an impression on your mind. That becomes your samskar, that becomes your vasana, that becomes, it will become a desire. Sometime it will like to fulfill it again. It also becomes the impetus for next life. Correct? And what type of impressions you collect, that will become, as Uncle is saying, that becomes your nature, becomes your character, that becomes your swabhav. Now understand, second part. If you are in this body and you allow activity to happen, don't do that, be the doer of the activity. Kriya phala will not be binding. It will not leave a memory. It will not leave a memory. And for whom is the Kriya phala? Here it is told, do every work by taking refuge in the Lord. Your attention is not on work. your attention is on the Lord. Lord is perfect. Your work will automatically be perfect. But we think other way. I have to do it perfectly. And then offer it to the Lord. No. You offer yourself, your attention, your mind, your emotion, your entire attention must be on the Lord. You cannot stop from not acting in life. Something life will prompt you to perform. Either walk or when the hunger, you don't create hunger, hunger comes. Automatically your body moves to the kitchen, makes something and eat. But at that time, where is your attention? Is your attention on hunger or on the Lord? Is your attention on the bread which you are toasting or on the Lord? Is your attention on eating or on the Lord? Or is your attention, again, yeah, I did not eat gluten-free bread. Again, now what will happen? Oh my God, my sugar will go up. This, that. Already stress. But if your attention is on the Lord or on the Atmik Tattva, that because you were not available to identify with that, food is going to satisfy. Yes. Whatever it is. So Mahatma, whether he eats, it does not matter. If he doesn't eat, it does not matter. Because food is not only when I am hungry, food is not only that. Food is also what the eyes are eating continuously, ears are eating, tongue is eating, nose is eating. All the stimuli are the food. The mind is eating what? Thoughts. Mind is eating thoughts. So, where is your attention? Are you being satisfied, fulfilled by the Lord, or are you fulfilled by karma? So, here it is told, if you have not reached that stage, while performing your work, before, during, and after, take refuge in the Lord. What will happen as a result? Your mind will be purified. See? Continuing. Then O great warrior, the Krama Yogi thus becomes one with me through single-minded devotion and merges in me. And as what is a purified mind? When your attention is always on the Lord, name, or on the Atmik Tattva, not on everything out there in the world, then a purified mind is a single-pointed mind. A single-pointed mind is a focused mind, concentrated mind. Such a mind is automatically an expanded mind. An ice cube is crystallized water. But what is it actually? Nothing but H2O water. What is the area, surface area that an ice cube occupies? Maybe 2 square centimeters, 5 square centimeters. Depends. An iceberg maybe lot big. But when that amount of ice melts, what is the surface area that it occupies? Much larger, isn't it? That same amount of water, now ice has melted into water. That water, when it evaporates, how much surface area it occupies? Large, maybe a whole continent. This melting of personality, the melting of our ego, the melting of our attachments, the melting of our desires. This is one way of looking. Other way, how does this melting come about? By focusing on the Lord, focusing on the self, Atmik Tattva, or on the name of the Lord. Automatically this melting will start. And automatically the mind will start expanding from ice to water, water to water vapor. It will pervade everywhere. देखो सुन के मेरे सारे बाल खड़े होते हैं. This is the journey. It's that simple. Don't make it complicated. That's why Krishna Bhagwan is repeating it, that don't forget this step. Don't become an intellectual. No, start wherever you are, wherever life has placed you. whatever work is coming to you, do it with inspiration, but with detachment. Where should be your attachment? To the Lord, not to the world, not to the results. Sundar. Single-minded devotion, and such a person eventually merges in me. He worships me thoroughly with pure flowers in the form of performance of duty and attains through my grace to the dedication of knowledge. See, what is he saying, Lord? Now he's taking different positions. First he said, the person, what he says, he who worships me thoroughly through with pure flowers in the form of performance of duty. What is your duty? Wherever life has placed you. If I am sitting here, what is my duty? To give lecture on Bhagavad Gita. Then after this, if I am at the dining table, what is my duty? To eat food. As a child, what is my duty? To play. When I go to school, what is my duty? To study. When I'm married, what is my duty? To take care of my family. When I get old, then what is my duty? To take care of the parents. And don't stop there. If you have the capacity, take care of the society, take care without getting disturbed. Important point. Do all this as a for the Lord. Don't do it for yourself. कि मैं कर जहाँ मैं कर रहा हूँ फिर प्रॉब्लम आ गया ना. You do it for the Lord. Our Lord is the main focus. So what is the greatest duty? Is the duty towards the world the greatest? Towards the parents, towards the family, or if we do our duty properly throughout our life, we have done as a husband we have done the right, as the father we have done the right, as the teacher we have done the right, as the listener we are doing it right, as a citizen of the country we are doing the right thing. Automatically purification comes about. Automatically from inside an urge comes to be one with the Lord. See? So here when he says, he who worships me thoroughly with pure flowers in the form of performance of duty and attains through my grace to the dedication of knowledge. In a purified mind, the urge to merge into the divine automatically comes. If you have lived your day fully, not like me and Rajendra, sit in the sun whole day and then go to sleep at night. यार रात को नींद ही नहीं आई. Why? We were sun basking and sleeping whole day. How will sleep come at night? But if we have lived dynamically the whole day, automatically, in the evening, the sleep pulls you, you move towards the bed and you surrender yourself to automatically. You don't have to do anything. It's an automatic process. Similarly, when we perform actions in the correct manner, what is performance of duty in the correct manner? Do it 100% without attachment as an offering to the Lord. What will be the result? Automatically, by His grace, Lord's grace, you will be eager to merge into the Lord. Because the final solution lies only with Him. The final solution is, till today, nobody has found a final solution by thinking about the world. Money comes, money goes. Relations come, relations go. House comes, house goes. Roof repaired, again breaks.
Not repaired.
They're not repaired still. Hunger comes, hunger goes, hunger comes again. Pressure comes, pressure goes, pressure comes again. It's a cyclical thing. Then where do I find complete solace, complete rest, complete contentment, nirangosha tripti? That's only in the divine. That we cannot create. That desire we cannot create. That comes only when our mind is purified. That comes only by His grace. When we have performed properly in our daily life, if something is not right, if you are manipulated in life, you take the name of the Lord, whatever your regrets, whatever your shortcomings, whatever your desires, they will come and trouble you. They will not allow you to sit still. खुजली आती रहेगी meditation में. हाँ? To the dedication of knowledge. With the attainment of this dedication of knowledge, his devotion to me flourishes. Now he wants to, dedication of this knowledge, what did I say? Dedication to knowledge was that he wants the Nirankusha Tripti. He doesn't want to shunt anymore. He wants continuous, unabated, unbroken contentment. What can I do for this? See, for many people I have come across, they have had the darshan of the Lord. They have done a little bit of japa in those moments of intense love for the Lord or intense surrender. Because when someone begins, he starts. And Bhagavan gives darshan. But after the darshan, Bhagavan vanishes. But in that darshan, the devotee or that student or the seeker, he feels this unexplicable peace and joy and contentment. I'll give you an example and then come back to this. People who are for adrenaline rush, they do abseiling, they climb mountain after mountain. Yes, today morning we met a person. He walked from France to Portugal to go to Camino Trail. It is to the Mother of Lourdes. That it's a Christian thing. And 870 kilometers or 1000 kilometers they have to walk. He walked for 33 days. But to reach France, he said, I didn't take my flight. He said, I went from Australia, I took a fishing boat or a cargo boat. I went to Indonesia. From Indonesia, I went to somewhere. From there, went to China, then Japan, then Russia. From Vladivostok, then he traveled by train all the way to Belarus. From Belarus, he came down to Mediterranean. He says, Mediterranean people are like me because I'm from Portugal. I don't click with Germans, Austrians. I said, okay. So I came. And then he walked, hitchhiked, local buses, and eventually reached France. And then walked for those 1000 kilometers and reached the Mother of Lourdes, Santiago, and then the Mother of Lourdes. And that was his journey. He says, throughout that journey, yes, there were many people, but it was so cleansing because I didn't do it I'm not a very, very religious person. For me, God is in my heart. Today, this morning example, he said, the God is in my heart. It is a higher principle. I don't give him a form. He may appear as everyone. But who is that? I don't know. But thinking about it, while I was walking, many of my fears, many of my shortcomings, many of my regrets, many of my desires, because I'm walking alone. That time he walked with three other people. He says, sometimes I could distract, but lot of things came into my mind. I was able to shift them away, not give them attention, come to that whoever I believe. And that was, he says, but that was with people. Hundreds and thousands of people are walking that 1000 kilometers. So I wanted to do it in peace. So what did he do? He walked from Newcastle to Sydney. It took him 11 days. Through the jungle, through the national parks. He said snakes and, so many times I lost my way and this and that. But this was more beautiful. Why? It was only me. There were times, 3-4 days, I will not see even one person. I don't even, yes, I know the sign is saying you are in the right track. I kept walking, and I was only with myself. And I had to confront everything that my mind was throwing.
Yes.
And that was sometimes a challenge, but I sorted many things out in those 11 days. Just like that, today I was walking with Shankar at the Oval, and he was asking me questions. He says, how do I stop? What do I do? No, I don't want to talk, but I'm talking. Asking, I don't want to ask questions, but I'm asking. What do I do? I said, do one thing. For the next half of the world, let's both walk in silence. So we walked in silence. But he was looking here, there, everywhere sometimes. I was also doing. But then suddenly something clicked. I said, because we cannot keep our mind unfocused. If you remain it unfocused, something will distract. So I said, you remain in silence. Wherever the mind goes, bring your attention back to where the foot is meeting the ground. One step, your attention must be on the touch, where it is touching. Then the next step, then the next step. Suddenly, Ragit, bring it here. Tuck, tuck. Very quickly, we completed one complete round and we didn't even talk. We didn't even talk. This was one round, which was about 10-12 minutes. He walked for 11 days, all by himself. And really,
Alert from no backups for 401 days.
I am giving up all my backup, man, lady. See? So, how much more potent these 11 days with himself will be? We must expose ourselves. People climb mountains, people go scuba diving, bungee jumping. Why? They want to get into that zone again and again. Exactly the same way. Now come back to the example I was giving you. That Lord gives you darshan. After that, it's like the lover has left you. Now you want to be again one with that divine love. You want to experience that divine love. You want to feel that fulfillment, contentment, and you start looking. That looking is the pursuit of knowledge. Now that comes by way of name of the Lord. It will come by way of the satsang. It will come by way of Kriya Yoga or Kundalini Yoga or Ashtanga Yoga. Whatever you are compatible to. But many things will come. You have to find out. If you look at them, I think I'll do this. I think I'll do this. I think I'll do this. You will be shunting everywhere. You bring your attention to the Lord, the right thing will come to you, the right teacher will come to you, the right scripture will come to you. Have absolute faith that the Lord will provide. That's the best way. Don't look for it. Let it come. Don't look for a guru. Let guru come. See? I didn't look for scriptures. I had 14 years I did sadhana. I never studied any scripture. So when I went to ashram, I didn't know what I was going to study. But when I studied with Hanumananji, it was as if all of it is known. To some extent, yes, more depth was gained. In fact, what I am now, by studying for 2 years, I could give words to what I am through the scriptures. See? So here when he says, with the attainment of this dedication of knowledge, his devotion to me flourishes and he becomes blessed through complete unity with me. And this search, this urge, this desire to be one with me, this is told in our Bhakti Marg. In Bhakti Marg it is told, you focus on the Lord, first sing his glory, then enjoy his leelas. Then such a devotee, as he becomes more focused on the Lord, he doesn't want to hear the leelas, he wants to only chant the name of the Lord. Then while he is chanting the name of the Lord, his attention is on the Lord. Chaturbhuj Bhagwan, Shankha Chakra Gada Padmadhari Bhagwan, Pitambaradhari Bhagwan, Makarakundaldhari Bhagwan. But then first your beautiful image, enjoying. But what is your urge? I want to become one with the Lord. I don't want to become one with the chakra. I don't want to become one with Gada. I want to be one with God. So who is this person who is expressing as God? So how do I merge into the Lord? So in Bhagavatam it comes, he brings his attention to the two lips, he brings his attention to the two eyes, he brings his attention to the 2 feet, any of the three, sometimes even Nabhi, wherever naturally your attention goes. So Lord is always smiling, and the lip, there is a gap in the lips. So when you look at the two lips, you say, "Arey, there are in deep meditation, Lord is in front of you. You are looking only at his lips." You say, "There is still two. Before there were so much parts of the body. Now there is still two lips." So who is behind these two lips? You, when you think the gap between the two lips, he will suck you in. He will you that is surrender. Between the two eyes, you become one with his third eye. That is surrender. Between the 2 feet, instead of right leg, left foot, you merge into that feet, you become one. That is surrender. That is going beyond saguna. This is told, this sadhana meditation is told in Bhagavatam, in the 11th canto. See, so this is what he says, that this is the process. What was the first process? Perform all the work for me, take refuge in me, don't think that you are the doer, I am the doer. Then all these consequent steps will automatically begin in our journey. We'll look at it. We have not completed the 5 OVs till today. I can read it and then we'll look at it, rest of it in next class. He follows me, knowing me as one who illuminates the whole world after pervading it, just as salt takes recourse to water and forsakes its hardness, or the wind blowing in the sky rests without motion. Now, Gyaneshwari Maharaj is giving examples after examples. So this is how he will explain. We'll look at it in our next class. Next class also will be in Sydney, but you can always come to the Zoom and listen. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Just sit quietly for a few moments. Hari Om, everyone.